Time a seat is won by their party, these people are happy. The polls closed at 5 p.m. on Election Day. A record 80% of the 9 million registered voters had cast their ballots, over 7 million votes in this election. 3 days later, the outcome was still in doubt as the results, carefully tabulated and verified, came trickling in. For 72 hours, crowds waited at the tote board, day and night, with African patience, till this contest was decided.
The vote still isn't complete, but we know now what the picture's going to be. The NPC has won this election, the Northern People's Congress.
Out of 312 seats, they've taken 147, with 6 constituencies still to be heard from. They have won a plurality, but not a clear majority. That's the Sardauna's party. But the Sardauna himself will not be asked by the Governor General to form the government. He's not a member of the federal parliament. His colleague, his appointee, in effect, Balewa, will be asked to do that. He's a much respected man. Dr. Ezekwe's party, the NCNC, came in second, a good second, with 89 seats, 8 of these taken by his NAPU ally in the north. Undoubtedly, members of Zeke's party will be invited into the cabinet to form a coalition government. Chief Awolowo's action group came in third with 70 seats. His helicopter turned up a lot of dust, not a great many votes. But he did take 19 seats in the north, and that's 19 more than the Sardauna had conceded. The solid north was not broken, but it has been cracked. When Balewa was summoned to Lagos by the Governor General to be asked to form the new government, hundreds of Northerners flocked to the airport to greet him. He arrived with his party leader, the Sardauna.
This result, the NPC victory, does not mean an outright binding pro-Western foreign policy on the part of Nigeria. It does mean close ties with Britain, and certainly an attempt to have closer ties with the United States. It doesn't mean neutralism. It also does not mean any particular close political ties with Egypt and Nasser, in spite of their common religion. Next October, then, the whole job will be done. These men have worked many years, a couple of generations, for what they will then have. And then the African spotlight will shift a good deal from Nkrumah and free Ghana to Balewa and the much bigger free Nigeria. And the Africans will have conquered another piece of Africa.
Nigeria has had its first popular national election. It was a roaring success. But Nigerians will learn, as other free peoples have learned, that all election promises don't necessarily come true, and that one election does not make a democracy.
So 7 months from now, Nigeria becomes a national entity with all that nationalism means. Personal pride, personal sense of identity, an organized system of living. But also perhaps the chauvinism, the hostilities, maybe even the wars that have marked the age of nationalism in other places. There's no great reason to believe that Africa, divided into nationalism, will miss out on its benefits or escape its vices, any more than any other continent in the world. Many illusions must fade away. Illusions here, among the ignorant who think that utopia will begin next October 1st, among tradition-bound Nigerians who think they can preserve feudalism against this modern tide. Illusions in Britain and America, among racists who think that the black man can never manage his own affairs, among sentimentalists who think that the black man, because he has been oppressed, somehow excels in virtue. He does not. He is human, no more, no less. This is Eric Severide reporting from Lagos, Nigeria.
The Freedom Explosion was filmed and edited by the staff of CBS Reports under the supervision and control of CBS News. Forthcoming programs in the CBS Reports series will be Trujillo, Portrait of a Dictator, a television profile of a man who has held power over his country, the Dominican Republic, for more than 30 years, and Biography of a Cancer, a progress report on medicine's continuing search to discover and arrest the dread disease, told in terms of one man, Dr. Thomas A. Dooley, and his own fight against cancer. Because of this special broadcast, The Kate Smith Show, presented by the makers of Anison, and The Texan, presented by the makers of Viceroy cigarettes, were not seen. They will return next week at their regular times on most of these stations.